Our top story this hour, Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov is in India amid an ongoing geopolitical flux in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. While India's Ministry of External Affairs has remained pretty tight-lipped about Lavrov's schedule, he will meet his counterpart, India's Foreign Minister S Jaishankar. Lavrov will also meet Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and is likely to debrief India on Russia's Ukraine operations and how peace talks are progressing. Russia will use this visit to push for closer trade links with India. Russia is looking for help to reduce the impact of the economic sanctions imposed by the West. So far, India has maintained a neutral stance, refusing to bow down to pressure by the West to sanction the Kremlin. India is currently buying Russian oil and has also purchased missile systems from Russia. The United States and Australia on Thursday, however, criticized India for considering a Russian proposal that would undermine sanctions imposed by the West. Now, reports suggest that India is weighing a plan to make rupee-ruble denominated payments an alternative to the SWIFT banking system after the United States and the European Union cut off 7 Russian banks from using the cross-border payment system. On Lavrov's visit, however, the United States said that every country has a different relation with Russia and they are not seeking to change that.
Different countries are going to have their own relationship with the Russian Federation. It's a fact of history, it's a fact of geography. That is not something that we are seeking to change. What we are seeking to do, whether it is in the context of India or other partners and allies around the world, is to do all we can to see to it that the international community is speaking in unison, speaking loudly against this unjustified, unprovoked, premeditated aggression, calling for an end to the violence, using the leverage that countries, including India, have to those ends.
Now, India has so far refrained from taking sides in this ongoing war, asking both sides to resolve the dispute through dialogue. But this position has triggered an intense diplomatic maneuver from all sides. Diplomats from all sides are touching down in India to try their chance at persuasion. Just a day before Lavrov's trip, India also hosted US Deputy National Security official Tightlipped Singh and UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss. China's foreign minister also visited India for the first time since 2019. And WION's principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibal is now joining us live for more on this. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Sergey Lavrov to meet S Jaishankar and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. What are the key issues that will be discussed?
Well, it's a busy capital. New Delhi has seen a lot of visits, as you pointed out, and Sergey Lavrov's visit is perhaps the most high-profile visit Delhi is having amidst the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Now, we know that he's going to meet the External Affairs Minister at 12:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. But the big, of course, a diplomatic win, I could say, for the Russian is that the Russian Foreign Minister gets to meet the Indian Prime Minister. Now, this is something that hasn't happened with the previous Foreign Minister. The UK Foreign Secretary was here, the Chinese Foreign Minister was here, Omani, Mexico, Greek, Austrian. They did not got the chance of calling on the Indian Prime Minister. Now, we know on the table are several things. Top, of course, is the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The Russian side will give their own perspective, but also trade in the rupee-ruble mechanism, something that has happened in the past, but something that has been emphasized by Moscow in terms of doing trade in ruble. And this is a major geopolitical earthquake, especially in the economic terms. We know that there are fallout on the commodity prices. Of course, India has been offered discounted crude oil, and this is something that India is in talks with the Russians. It is getting the discounted oil. Even then, India's energy trade with Russia, the crude oil import is very small. Russia is not even in the top 10 of the largest importers in terms of where India imports from. But nonetheless, the comments made by the US Deputy National Security Advisor is something that is expected to rile up the Russians. We know that he has said that Russia is not going to help India when it comes to any kind of tiff or situation with China.
Right, absolutely. In fact, I was just going to come to that, Siddhant. We know that India has always urged dialogue in this war and has refused to take sides. Now, What can you tell us about Russia and India's cooperation in trade and how it is likely to impact the situation at hand?
Well, India-Russia relationship, the main pillar of this relationship is defense. We know that the Indian side, the Indian military get a lot of defense equipments from the Russian side. Also, we know the S-400 deal is something that has seen the delivery started to begin. December saw the first units being delivered to India. So essentially, it is the defense relationship that is the pillar of the relationship. But if we talk about the situation, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the Indian stance, India has called for direct dialogue. In fact, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to the Russian President Vladimir Putin 3 times, the Ukrainian President Zelensky 2 times, and urged for a dialogue so that there can be improvement in the situation. At the UN, we know that India has abstained at any kind of resolution on Ukraine, but also said that the territorial integrity and sovereignty of countries, without taking name of Ukraine, should be respected. So it's a message for both Moscow and Ukraine. But nonetheless, India's biggest worry was its nationals, particularly the students who were in the country. And under Operation Ganga, India was able to bring back 22,500 of its nationals, even from places like Sumi, where 500 Indian students were stuck. So that worry is over. But of course, there are geopolitical fallouts, and that is why Delhi has become a very, very busy capital.
Right, absolutely. Siddhant, thank you so much for bringing us all the updates on this. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.